اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Imam Sahib is saying that by the grace of God, once again we are enabled to listen to the dars of the Hadith in this blessed month of Ramadan. We are able to listen to this dars regularly. As far as Dars Hadith is concerned, Imam Sahib says that one of the most important subjects, one of the most important hadiths that are presented are to do with Salat. Salat has been regarded as the basis and the foundation of Islam, and if a person does not have Salat in their lives, it is as if he is not fulfilling the objective of his life. So it is very important that this subject should be repeatedly explained, and hadith and the verse of the Holy Quran should be studied, which help us to achieve this aim. In the first tradition, so today some traditions to do with Salat will be presented. In the first tradition, Hazrat Abu Ayyub Ansari who said that أخبرني يدخل بالجنة ويباعدني من النار فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم تعبد الله لا تشرك به شيئا وتقيم الصلاة وتؤتي الزكاة وتصل الرحم. This tradition has been taken from Bukhari Kitabul Adab, and the translation is that Hazrat Abu Ayyub Ansari anhu states that a man came and asked the Holy Prophet ﷺ that, O Prophet of Allah, tell me of an action which enables me to enter heaven and which keeps me away from the fire of hell. Before we go into the explanation of the tradition, Imam Sahib says that he wishes to mention that look at the earnest desire of every companion and their deep desire that they should perform some action in this world which would enable them to enter into paradise and to keep them away from hellfire. So this desire and this effort in this regard should be something that every believer must do. And in the month of Ramadan, which is the month of sowing the seed of good deeds, should be especially kept in mind, and we should reflect on this always, at which actions we should perform which would enable us to enter into heaven and to be kept away from the fire of hell. So in this tradition, Abu Ayyub Ansari Anhu remembers that the Holy Prophet ﷺ was inquired by a man, and he said that, O Prophet of Allah, tell me of an action which enables me to enter into heaven and which keeps me far from hellfire. So it's a very important question which should always be in the heart of a believer, and this was something that this gentleman also thought of, and this is the question he asked the Holy Prophet ﷺ. In response, the Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, told him, instructed him of a few matters, and these are the matters which should be remembered by all of us. And he said that the question you have asked, the answer is that you should worship Allah and do not regard anything as an associate with him. You should offer your salat, pay your zakat, and have good relations with your relatives. So the question that was asked, this is a very comprehensive answer that the Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, explained to him. And if we read this again, we see that the first thing the Holy Prophet ﷺ mentioned was to worship Allah. This includes salat and it includes other good deeds as well. So the first key of going into heaven is that one should worship Allah, and one should do so with full concentration and deepest attention. And the second thing, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that do not associate anyone with him. Allah is alone and he is the one who should be worshipped, and um, do not regard anything such as any comfort or ease should make us forget about Allah. And this second thing that was mentioned here is to offer salat. To offering the salat is the pinnacle of a believer, the zenith of a believer. It is the key and the essence of a believer. The key for heaven. So anyone who attains this, then he has a full right to enter heaven. And then the second instruction the Holy Prophet ﷺ gave was to pay the zakat. So if it is payable, if zakat is payable, it must be paid. It's an obligation that it should be paid, and some people make it a habit. It's a very good habit that they pay their due zakat in the month of Ramadan, and then therefore they fulfill this pious deed. And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that treat your relatives with love and compassion. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said that this means that you should treat your people who are related to you with love and compassion. This is a great good deed, and often in society it is not given its due importance, and people think that we should be loved and we should be served. But when it comes to their own obligations towards their relatives, they think that we are above such obligations. So there are many examples that are seen like this in every situation, that people do not fulfill the due rights of their relatives on them. This is wrong. We should treat our relatives well, and we should fulfill their rights on us, and we should try to show them respect in the best way possible. So this should be remembered. As the Imam Sahib says, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ told us and these are the ways and paths of entering heaven, and each of these paths should be walked upon. And Imam Sahib says that whenever I speak about this, it always reminds me of a sentence written by the Promised Islam. He says that adopt every single path of virtue, as you do not know which of them will lead you to being accepted by Allah. Imam Sahib says this is such a beautiful statement that I feel like this sentence should become etched upon the heart of every believer, every Ahmadi. And Imam Sahib said that there are so many different paths of attaining of many different pious deeds, and one must not abandon any of them. One should try to adopt every single one of them, because you do not know which path will make you accepted by Allah. So this should be the focus and the objective of every believer. In the next tradition, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, it is said that, as Jabir said, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, in the bain al-rajuli wa bain al-shirki wal kufri tarku salati. This has been taken from the book of traditions called Muslim. As Jabir Zanhu relates that once he heard the Holy Prophet ﷺ say, Imam Sahib said that this is a great favor of the companions on us, that while sitting and standing, every single action and every single statement by the Holy Prophet ﷺ, they would listen intently to it and then remember it with love, and then they would convey it and relate it to the collectors of the Hadith, who then combined them in the form of the volumes of Hadith, which are now before us. It's a huge favor of the companions on us. So the Jabir relates that he once heard the Holy Prophet ﷺ say that leaving Salat takes one close to idol worship. Imam Sahib said that think about this. You should concentrate on these words. If someone has left their salat, is not offering their salat, Imam Sahib says that the Prophet ﷺ says that those who do not offer their 5 daily prayers regularly is not in my Jamaat. So this is what is also said by the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and he says that the Holy Prophet ﷺ reminded us that the person who abandons a salat, and this leads people to be getting closer to idol worship. So this lets us know that this is extremely important. Imam Sahib says that sometimes, and he said that sometimes it is seen that our children, our young people, and even people who are older, men and women, they appear to not give the due importance to Salat. Salat is an obligation, it's compulsory, and without offering Salat, we cannot be a proper Muslim. So this, to be vigilant about this and to offer Salat properly, and you should be to ensure that you should never miss any Salat. This is a matter of great fortune, because this can lead people to enter heaven, and those who become lethargic in this regard, then the result of that is that something which can lead some people to a great punishment, which is that they are led nearer to idolatry and disbelief. So it's a huge punishment which that person is inflicted on the person who is weak in their prayers. So it is as if he has gone nearer to idol worship. Imam Sahib said that people sometimes think that it doesn't matter if I've lost 1 salat or 2 salats, it doesn't matter if I haven't offered this or that salat. This is what weakens people's belief. So this is worth remembering, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that to leave salat or to abandon salat, it makes people closer to idolatry and disbelief. This is the month of Ramadan, Imam Sahib says, and people in this month, they try to offer their salat properly. But what I wish to say, Imam Sahib says, is that continue the blessing of this Ramadan and make it your habit, and make it the sole aim of your life, whether it's the month of Ramadan or any other month. And indeed, when every single day you must remember that you must offer your 5 daily prayers, and this is the identifying mark of a true believer, of a true Ahmadi. So this is our obligation to adopt this, and for the sake of, in order to achieve this, Ramadan is extremely useful, because people try to do more good deeds in this month of Ramadan. So out of all of these things, the most important is to offer our 5 daily prayers properly. So this should be made your habit, and it should be such a strong habit which never abandons you, and you never abandon it. You should always offer your salat properly. May Allah enable us all to make this a definite and certain consequence of our lives, so that we can always continue to offer this virtuous deed. Ameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim innaka Hamidum Mujeeb.